Okay, this is a video I just have to make. Hello, YouTube. Number one, number two, number three, number four. I think I'm very alert. I'm very aware. I am not an idiot and I'm not 6 years old. The amount of gossip around who I am, what I want to do, this and that has been so high that I have sat there and said, okay, how the heck, where has this kind of come from? What's going on? I no longer care what people say or think about me. I don't have what people think I have. Like, I've literally never seen someone think that. Let me just put it to you like this. I'm just gonna have to say some stuff and I'm just gonna say it. If you believe you can make a lot of money in your life and you look like myself, you're attractive, this and that, right? Later on down life, if you touch women, you have sex with a bunch of girls, this and that, it only takes one girl to ruin your entire life for the rest of your life. So when people say, oh, why don't you talk to girls? It's because I don't want to end up 20 years down the line and then something else happens. For me and my goals and what my family and what we want to do is I believe in, first of all, luxury experiences. I'm not a person that believes in, you can, if you like having whatever, like all this other stuff, sure. I believe in luxury experiences. And that's typically like the people that I like to date and things of that nature. What I don't like is the amount of manipulation around my name and around another person's name and around, oh, this person has done this person has done that. It has kind of gotten to the point to where it's almost as if I'm not famous. I've said that. I've actually said this quite a bit. I'm not famous at all. Not today. Not saying I'm not going to be. But who I care for most is the person that is being harmed quite a bit with all the slander. When you say a person's like basically just physical with multiple other people or doing things of that nature, kind of, it's a little bit different. There are always going to be rough times in life. You're going to have one of those times where you take a downfall for some reason. I think that some people really needed to see me lose for some reason. I like take a second to slow down. I'm like, okay, I have no idea why. And that's not really real life. In real life, you continue and you keep going. But being kind of like pushed down and out, it's odd. The rumor of autism is odd to me because I don't have that. I'm going to say this very clearly. If you believe you can make a certain amount of income and a certain amount of money, you don't want to talk to loads of women. I don't do that. I have no reason to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't care to do that. I'm now no longer like able to get manipulated anymore because truthfully, I just was like, okay, let me just see if this person actually has the good inside of them. But I've learned some people don't. So when some people think, oh, this person has X, Y, and Z, I just don't. I don't have autism. I just don't like you. Does that help? I do not like you. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to network with you. I don't care about what you got going on. I don't know who you are. I don't care. I will walk right past you and just ignore you. I don't care about you. I'm not saying hi to you. I don't know what you got going on in your life. I don't follow you. I don't give a damn. I don't. I truly don't. And I think that for some people, they get like, well, why don't you? I just don't care. I do not care about what you got going on in your life. I don't. Whatever you got going on, that's up to you, man. I do not care. I want you to succeed. I don't have a reason to wish you negative. And also I think different as far as like where I'm going, what I want to do. I do not concern myself with what you have going on. I don't. So not to say that like, I think everyone has something wrong with them in some shape or form. The thing I have wrong with me is I protect myself, meaning I'm not going to put myself in a place where I can be like literally like set up to like say, oh yeah, he was talking to this girl and then this is what happened. He did this with this girl. That's not, because you got to think about it like this. If people are lying this much right now, they'll lie even more. So you have to say, you know, I'd rather not. And the best thing that helped me is like now people are okay, I don't want to talk to girls. I don't know why I just don't want to. I don't care. I don't care. I feel like some people value women and then it's confusing to me. It's like, oh, well, no, you want to, it's like you like watching some people like watching a person talk to women because they don't talk to those women. So like they want to see other people do it. But then when someone doesn't do it, they're like, well, why does he mean I just don't want to? Like Bill Cosby, Tiger Woods. I could go down the longest list of names. Zero reason. I started muting people on Instagram. So if you talk about me indirectly, but you do not DM me or talk to me, I can't see your content anymore. I can no longer see what you say or do at all. DM me. If you don't want to DM me, I can't see your content. Move on with your life. I don't care about you. There's a couple people that I do still watch. Outside of that, you just kind of like, you just move on. You're like, what do you want? Do you need something? Because it gets old. It's like, it's more or less investigation of life and this and that. And I think that some people want to remain relevant in their social status and things of that nature. So they have to reduce someone in order to feel more than. You don't have to reduce someone in order for you to feel as if you are good enough. You just don't. So for people that are out there that are thinking like all these different things, you just don't have to do that. Yeah. So I don't believe in reducing someone for someone else's benefit. I just don't. So that's that. The women thing. Let me just try to be more clear here. Tiger Woods. I'm sorry to use your name. I am apologizing to use your name. Bill Cosby. There's a bunch more, but they're a little bit different because they're still active, like in different areas. You don't want to get labeled like that, bro. I don't talk to women on purpose. There's no reason. Zero. Stay focused on the goal. To me, this has been I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me. I wasn't sad about something with this other personal relationship I had. I was sad because people don't realize what they're doing to that person. So if you could do me one favor in this world, stop talking about me or that other person. Because the other person has reached a point to where they basically just want to pack it up and move to Colorado type. They don't understand where this all comes from, because in my head and that person's head, neither one of us are famous today. So when you gossip about someone and you continue to gossip about someone, and then as people find out none of this stuff is true, they're just like, it's confusing. You think someone said, oh, he talks to other girls. Then they say, oh wait, he doesn't talk about it. It's a brand. Maybe that's what it is. It's a brand. And I think to make it easier for some people, Instagram is a brand. You just brand yourself. You do things. You go places. You whatever, this and that. When you brand yourself like that, you get brand deals. You travel. You do this and that. Some people don't understand that, though. Some people think that reality is reality and this and that. And I've learned that that's not how life actually works. Some people don't understand those things. So I had to kind of like come out with it. I'm just like, maybe something's wrong with you. Maybe something's wrong with your brain to think that someone, like for example, let's just say I've been with someone, for example. Let's just say I've been with someone for like 10, almost going on 10 years. Let's just say that. That person isn't going to allow you to just touch, talk to, or do anything with other women. That's insane. You can like say hi to a person, this and that. But long-term value, there's like no long-term value there. Like you can talk to girls, but like to me, it's kind of like, what is the value really? Like if you're talking to someone, you have like, if I'm talking to someone, it's like either we are having kids in a family or nothing. There's like nothing else there. There's no reason to talk to someone for just like meaningless pleasure. Like what the heck are we doing here? Talking for what? What you want? So some people like try to minimize that. And the thing is, I like women that allow you to be who you are. And that's why I don't really date like that. I've never needed to date. Well, I don't care because I think that some people like don't realize dating, it kind of is just like, you go through it, you're just like, well, I guess this is just like, well, And when you find someone that supports you and lets you be who you are fully, you just like keep doing that, because you realize, unless someone allows you to be truly who you are, you can't really date them, you can't speak to them, because you just don't care. And then people make so many assumptions. It's just like, I think my thing is like, I'm not even remotely close to being famous. I have no, like, it's not to say that one video, one clip can't get you there. It's not. But what I have learned is, for some reason, my visibility or something of that nature is highly, highly, highly interesting. So I encourage anyone out there, try to make sure, if you can, post every day. My content on Instagram is not a post every day content page. It just isn't. It's a story page where like it's like page after page, meaning like every couple days, maybe like every like 4 or 5 days, 4 days. It doesn't work when you overload it. You can't post 6 times a day. It's not. I've tried that, and for some reason, my content, it does not push that well. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, and do that in a different way, because for some reason, my content, it does well when it's just high energy, amazing travels, visibility, things like that, beaches, sand, that's what works. That's what works. So that's what you do. You can't really pivot and do something else. You just can't. I tried to do it a different way. Like, I think that, for example, like gym pages don't really get any views. Like, no one really cares about like you're just working out like that. You have to like create a story around it and create a lifestyle for people to understand what's going on. Like, you just lifting 700 pounds every time is not going to work. There has to be something that you're doing to tell that story. So that is going to be that. And then I don't think I have anything else as far as what else has been going on in my life, things of that nature. So things are fine on my side. I don't see a reason for gossip anymore. I just wanted to share that, and I hope that people understand that if you truly believe you can make a good amount of money, you shouldn't want to talk to a bunch of girls. But it's like there's a fine line. And I guess I can say this too. And I might as well say it now so I can feel better about myself rather than hold it in. And then people are like, oh, this and that. It's like, when you look a certain way, there's certain expectations. There just is. I don't care what anyone says, there just is. There just is. If you look attractive, people think you can easily do this and that. You can. It's not hard to do that. I do the opposite, because I'm just like, look, I'm not here to talk to 10,000 girls. I'm not here to go to the club. I don't do that. I actually prefer, and the partner that I have been with, we prefer luxury experiences over like anything else. So for me, as it's not necessarily rebuilding, it's actually building this time, because some people don't understand the chain, the watch, this and that. That's not who I am. I'm not that person. Like, I'd rather have a nice yacht, a nice travel destination and consistency, and go around the world like that, and be with the partner that supports me being who I am. Then the reason why is, if I'm with someone and they even think about saying anything else besides I can go do this and that, and has nothing to do with women. It could be something as simple as me going for a jog, because I think some people just make assumptions. Oh, this person has to have girls around. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't like women like that. I have sat here and I'm like, what am I doing to promote women like that? The difference is this. Let's just get this out the way. I'm attractive. When I go to the beach, there's going to be women on the other side of the world or anywhere in the world that see the picture and are going to go, that guy's attractive. That's simple. That's math. There's no other way around it. And I think that there's been some women that have suggested something like, I just wish that some guys could make a whole bunch of money but not use Instagram. And that's not who I am. I love making content, actually. I just like making content. I do. I love making content. I just love it. So taking that creativity and taking that creative notion away from someone, it makes them mad. It makes you feel like, well, so I can't create content. Like, what's the issue with that? Like, so you got a problem with me just pressing a button? Why don't you go find out what you're doing later? Then just leave me alone. And that's why I don't talk to certain. I don't have a want or a need to talk to women of that regard. And even though you may get manipulated in a certain aspect, someone may say something, someone may spread a rumor, a lie, like a ton of rumors. Like, it's like a backwards thing. It's like someone says he wants all these girls, and then someone says he can't get them, this, that. It's like, I just don't, hey, I don't care. Like, I'm not looking for a bunch of women. Just not. That's not who I am. Never going to be someone I am. I don't want a bunch of women. I'll never want to talk to a bunch of women. And I am sorry if that's what you want. Now, I think that as we grow and develop here, some people get mad because personality is what drives social media. Personality is what drives everything. So some people don't understand that, like, it just doesn't matter what you think or assume or anything of that nature. It just doesn't. So for the guy out there that is like sitting there, like, for me, the reason I never really truly took content super serious when I was younger too was because I knew like, as I started to like actually take lifting serious, as I started to actually like get stronger, develop my body more, and take everything very seriously as far as like my calories, how strong I'm getting, and all those different things there. The biggest thing I noticed was, there's going to be more women that find you more attractive. There's going to be more income opportunities, this and that. Some people make so many assumptions about who I am and what I do and what's going on. It gets to the point, like I keep saying, I'm like, okay, you think I just sit here and have like touch women? Bro, I don't. It doesn't matter how much. I think for a person that has lived life, I'm just gonna say it like this: if I wanted to go get, let's say, a $20,000 watch, or $40,000, or $100,000 watch, okay, let's just say that, 200, 300. That to me is okay if that's what you like. I'm not really into everything like that. I truly like experiences. Experiences to me drive me harder to. It's like this. Like, I always have like try to do a workout shot, which is like you work out for a goal. Like, some people do bodybuilding competitions. That's their thing. Some people do, I want to travel to this destination. I want to improve my physique, and I want to look the absolute best when I get there. And I think that's always been something me and my partner here and there have done. We pretty much have quite literally woke up and just said, we're going to go, let's say, to Greece. By the time we get to Greece, we need to look like this, track our goals, and get there and look the best. Now, as I'm in the AI space and things of that nature here too, it's just odd because some people don't understand that. You have to be able to understand that a rumor is a rumor, and I can't dispel them all because it's called getting piled on. And I get it. Bro wants to date your girl, this, that. It's like, she's not into you. Like, I'll just say it now. She is not into rappers. She is not into entertainers. I could just tell you, like, the person that I have been around for, let's just say, 8 years, I'll tell you the literal names. You got Michael B. Jordan, you got Damson Idris, and I'm gonna just say Gunna. And the reason why I know this is because we have talked about this stuff. So I sit here and I'm just like, there's another athlete. There's an athlete that, is in the city of Miami, things of that nature. And that person's very interested. And the thing I can say, and to dispel some of this stuff too, the person that some people think that they're interested in, they don't know that person. So like, I think I have to be more, it's like, some people think that every girl wants the NBA, NFL, the rapper. That's just not true. And some women believe in you enough to say this person's gonna make the same amount as that person. Once someone believes in you like that, then it does start to happen. That's just how it is. Content is content, it's not. So you sit here and you wonder, you're just like, you ignore people. And the reason why you ignore people is lifestyle travel and all that, and luxury experiences and this and that. That has always been a thing. I think that some people, they get, I think the information, guys, is from what I've learned, and this is all new to me. And I think the reason why is because info as it is has always been like a smaller subset portion of Instagram. I don't think that lasts in 3 years. I don't think it does, because information is going to get commoditized, like basically to zero. It's going to be like so free to the point to where it's like nothing. So I don't know what those people do. Content creation, however, is going to explode. The only thing that's going to last is content creation. So for some people that pushed me out of my position of exactly what I was doing, creating an amazing narrative, creating a story, and having that there, it didn't work. I did figure out how to go around it, and I did figure out some way to make some more money and things of that nature too. That's important. And I think that some people have to push you to a limit to where you, and I can say this, until you get to a point to where you have to make a certain amount of money, you won't figure it out. I'm going to say like this, 50 and 50 is 100. So let's say one person brings in 50, another person brings in 50. That's 100 right there. Just so people can, like, I think you are more likely if you bring in 50 and another person brings in 50. That's one ticket, that's $1 million right there. Now, if we're being realistic, most people wouldn't want to do that. Now, I think that as you do that, once you get there, then you can flip that up again. So if you set a bar and say, okay, I need you to go bring in 50. This person said, and you write your stuff down. How would you bring in 50? Okay, you can bring in 50 by 25 of that can be in fitness, and another 25 of that can be in high ticket remote sales like the other young women do. Done. That's 50 right there. The other person can do whatever else they're doing and they bring in 50. That's 100. After you get to that number, you can flip that up and use that for whatever businesses that you're doing. So I wanted to share all of this here, and I'm sharing this for the one person out there or the couple that's out there that is looking for whatever they're looking for their thing. I also just want to say that my content is dangerously expressive. If I had to say something, my favorite content creator on the planet is Mike Thurston. That is my favorite content creator. Why? I love his travel reels. I watch that meticulously. I just do. It's just interesting. It's a story to follow, narrative, the design. That's who my favorite content creator is. I don't have another content creator I think that is I really like that. Like to that degree. That is my favorite content creator. Let's talk about dating. I don't care. I don't look for girls. I just don't. I don't care, man. I think what it is this. After you have like tried to date anyone, you understand the one word, which is compatibility. You're really not compatible with that many people. You're just not. Like you can sit there and say you would want to date this person. It's not, you just won't. So I don't really care about that. I understand that everyone is different. Everyone has different income expectations, this and that. And I think for me, some people don't get that, like the follower count, the this and that. All of that is for a different reason, and it's because like content creation would be the only thing that survives. So after speaking with her about something here, which is just like, how will we do X, Y, and Z? Each person is different. Each person is completely different. So I wanted to share all of this. And this is just more or less a personal note because I think that some people overdo the women thing. I just look like this. I don't know. I can't change how I look. It is actually probably the most annoying thing in the world. I don't like the way, it's not that I don't like the way I look. It's just that the way I look automatically comes with assumptions. You assume I want to talk to girls. You assume I can't wait to get the money and have all the girls around. It's not. No. Has anyone ever thought my real goal was, let's just say you wanted to get married and you wanted to do it off this amazing yacht that you just bought, this and that. People are different. Not everyone just sits around thinking about girls, this, that. It's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. I think that in life, you go as hard as you can, take as many risks as you can, especially if you have the ability to. I think this, if someone's willing to leave their own job, move to a different city with you, and then they believe in everything you're saying, even if it sounds crazy, but you show them the plan, you talk about what you can do, this person can do this and that. It fuels you. You don't need 10 million people to believe. You need one good person that has been believing in you. And the funny thing is, it's been working. So I've been sitting here and be like, it's working. I think what I've learned is some people aren't smart sometimes. Now, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful manner. I mean, like, some people, I don't overestimate my talents. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I can lift 600 pounds. Not realistic. So when someone says $1 billion, and I say this again, like, don't ever underestimate yourself, but set your goals high. But I think when you set your goals high, there's a difference here. Set a first goal first. Okay, I want to hit a smaller amount of the larger goal. That's all you have to do. Some people are mental enough to think that someone is going to do something and hit this amount from this one thing in 100 days or so. That's very aggressively insane. And I think that if you're insane enough to believe all that, then you are. But the best thing about life and influence is like when your brain can allow you to understand, okay, hey, I think I can build something that might bring an income, this and that. That's what you do. And I think that everyone is different on how they live their life and what they do. And I want to take a second and just say I appreciate the partner that I've been around and with for a bit. I appreciate them. And for a different reason here. Because some people keep saying, oh, he does this and that. Let me make it more clear here. If I reach out to a woman, I'm not looking to date you. We can quite literally do business. Be a friend. I don't want to talk to you like that. No, I don't. I promise you. There's nothing I'm interested in that you have going on. I am interested in myself. Not interested in you. Just not. And I think it's different. If I'm interested in someone, I will let that person know. I will. And a lot of people tried to go for my social media rank, which I didn't understand it at first. I was like, why are these people manipulating and lying? Okay, I got it. They want to lie to me or manipulate me out of my position because I'm killing the game. I'm basically on fire. But the difference is this. My content is just what I do. It's not it's different. It's not like that. And I think that some people have to accept that's what it is. That's how it works. Now, as I'm building multiple different businesses here, and I don't think you overfill yourself. You write your steps down, like you see I have a pen in my hand. You write things down, and then you plan things out. You set goals. Plan things out. It might not happen in 60 days. Now, yes, well, next thing I would say is set your goals as high as they can be. Compress the timeline. Try and do it and say, I want to do this in 30 days. Write everything down. See if you can do it in 30 days. Most likely, you're not going to do that. But you can do it and get some of it done faster. So whatever you can get done the fastest and then market it, sell it, find people that need to use it, this and that. That's how you develop your business. So I had to sit for a while on my content and figure out, like, how do I really, really, really want to do this? Because I couldn't figure it out. When I say I couldn't figure it out, I sat there and I said to myself, I said, okay, this is not working. This is not working. I'm taking advice from people like, for example, let me just say it to you just like this. If you are a content creator that has like 3 million followers, right? Or 2 million followers, whatever your number is, you can't just flip it and do a different style of content in a day. You can introduce it, you can try it. It just doesn't work that way. And I sat there and said to myself, I said, all right, man, this ain't working. This is not working. So for the people out there, that's just manipulation. It's a lie. And what it does is it builds distrust with me and other people. It makes you not want to even try X, Y, and Z. And then it goes into like, oh, like I think the women thing. I don't know where that, and I think that comes from music. I think the music game in the rap community specifically. I don't know how to calm that side of the town down, if that makes sense. Because whatever they're feeling is like, it feels like somebody wants to take my life sometimes. I'm like, look, man, I think I just want to stay alive. Because me and the partner I share, we have our own individual goals. That's it. It's not like our goals aren't to dominate the universe. And it's not to take over people. It's not to belittle people. It's not to make people feel unseen. If anything, it's the other way around. And that person's very giving. They like to give people things. They like to associate with good people. But because of all this, they don't associate with the entertainment community at all. 0%. There's no benefit for them, which is sad because that it could have been different. That person actually did like the entertainment group and the entertainment world and things of that nature. That person has basically fully said they don't even feel comfortable because if this is the amount of gossip today, for me, I couldn't imagine if that person tried to date anyone or anything like that. And that person is from a small town in the middle of Arizona, and they truly are not attracted to certain types of men. They just aren't. They just aren't. And that's okay. It just is. I think the difference between, like, there's differences, like space, separation, a breakup, this and that. I think some people break up if they see no future and they see no whatever. Some people put space when they're just like, okay, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And also financially, if there's like a whole bunch of financial stress going on, like that's a whole different thing. And I think for myself, I don't think I've ever been financially stressed in my life, actually. And this was something where me and my partner actually sat there and said, I think this has gone on too long. Like somebody has sat there and said, okay, let's just push this way. And when I say push, I mean they pushed it. So I sat there and said, okay, I don't like that. I just don't. So I think that when people are like, this person's going to do this person's going to do that, like I've learned to ignore people very well. It has gotten to my head on, okay, people have the right to talk. People have the right to gossip. They do. But like, I think you gotta like gossip and put it in the same bucket. Like it's gotta make sense. Like the stories don't add up. They don't. So I'll sit there. I'm like, what is this person talking about? I don't know. And I think what it is like you have old friends that I wish, like I said, the biggest thing I said, I wish I've ever done in my life. If I could make one recommendation for anyone in between the ages of 18 and 21, have a profile that you add your friends to and have your content creation profile. Do not ever give anyone you meet in person your content creation profile, ever. Don't do it. They will lose their minds because if your content's better, this and that. Just like put like two, 3 pictures and just tell them like, I'm not a content creator. I'm just a human being, and let them follow that page. To me, this year is more or less crunch time. This is like, and when you get pressure to figure something out, you usually figure it out because you don't have a choice. You have to figure out a way to make some more money, do this and do that. And I'm proud of the partner that I usually keep around for a different reason. You don't have to be the best in business to figure out a business that works for you. Does that make sense? So if that person wants to do fitness and that person wants to run, guess what? Do it. And not only are they going to do it, they're going to be the best at it because that's who they are. That's just who they are. So like someone could say, oh, this person, no. That person is probably going to end up with a million followers in fitness. I guarantee you that. I can tell you that today. They're the best track athlete. They're the best basketball player. And that's what they do. So when someone tries to manipulate you, they end up manipulating you into a good thing. And you sit there like, dang, this is actually not too bad. It actually, because what it did was help me figure out some things, help this other person figure out some things. Not every bad thing is a bad thing, I promise you that. Like, some people want money for different reasons. I don't know what their reasons are. It depends on the content you want to create. Like, I guess, I don't know how to say it. Like, content is different for each person. It just depends on what you're creating, what you're talking about, and that'll help you figure out who you are. Who are you? What you want to do? You don't have as much time in life. I move really fast, and people get like, well, why are you traveling the whole world? Why are you doing this? Because you don't know what's going to happen. Travel, try and make as much money as possible, do as much, see as much, be as much. But you have to remember, some people don't like travel. Some people like staying at home and they like staying in their city and stuff like that. I get really bored and unmotivated with that. My motivation is to be able to go places and then also to create great quality content. That's just what I like to do. Great quality content is one of the best. Storylining, it's just so fun. It's amazing. It makes you feel good. One thing I've always said is you don't have to be in a Marvel movie to produce Marvel level results. You just don't. So I sat here for a second. I said, okay, what's the word on the street here? And that's what it is. Some people, some people need you to be a bad person. And I've learned so much about life. Some people have 1 million followers, 2 million followers, this, that. But because of who they are, they don't make nearly the same amount of money as another person does. After you go through so much public scrutiny and so much lies and just BS, you sit there like, bro, what next? There's nothing you can say anymore. No one cares about women. Where does this come from? Like, I think that like people think, oh, he can't. No, I can talk to whoever I want. I just don't want to. I do not want to talk to them. I don't give a damn about these girls. Like, I think that people get like, well, why doesn't he want to do? I don't have to do what you tell me to do. My partner doesn't have to do what you tell me to do. We don't have to do shit you tell me to do. In fact, it makes me more mad when someone goes at another person for making a choice. It's a choice. The first choice I'm making is to do whatever I want in my life. When it's time to have kids in a family, it will be time to have kids in a family. When it's time to grow and make more money and income and things like that, it's time to do that. There are time slots and windows for everything. There are no time slots and windows for listening to other people and letting them tell me what to do or how to do it or this and that. That's just not how that works. It isn't. Your social media confidence grows when you just keep creating good content over and over again. You get better at it by doing them more attempts. So when you get consistent and a good visual appeal, and then someone's like, well, like, why don't you want to do this and that? Information people don't make money like as much as, like, they make a lot of money. But I do want to say that I don't think I think an agency down the line will definitely still exist. Like if you have a marketing company or like a AI company, whatever companies you're going to have, they're still going to be existing online. But I also want to say this, the public facing face of that brand, I don't know how to say it, has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain way. It just does. And everyone's going to have haters. I promise you this. It doesn't matter if you're in the music side. It doesn't matter if you are on the sports side, the athletic side. It just doesn't matter. So for me, I take that and I say, I think I wanted to also say this. For my brand, I don't post on Instagram every day. It doesn't work. Not that it doesn't work. It just is that my audience, it's audience overload. Yes, you can post every day, and I've tried that on that account. It doesn't move the needle because that's not what that account cares for. That account, a travel and lifestyle account, is different than a day in the life account. A day in the life account is like what you do every day. A travel and lifestyle account is like you might post something on a Monday and then you post something next Saturday, and it's compressed into like what has been going on throughout the week. Simple. So it alleviates your need to post. Like, for example, like I get more views on one post than someone can post, I don't know, like 10 times throughout the week. And I could post one post that gets me the same amount of views and same amount of engagement as someone trying to post 25 times in a week. So you kind of like sit there and wonder, do you need to do this? Do you need to do that? And for audience engagement, for audience interest, is the audience interested in the content you make, and do they continue to stay interested? I think that for me, lifestyle has just been the thing. And I think that some people get mad because lifestyle isn't hard. It's just lifestyle. And some people don't do lifestyle and travel. They do whatever else it is. All you're doing is doing travel, it's hotel deals, stuff like that. You know, you reach out to different brands, this and that. And some people get mad, and I didn't realize this because, like, fame is a construct of opinion and what you think and how you think. That's what fame is. I didn't realize that. You can't just be famous. Like, any person can't just be famous is what I realized. Like, you can't make everyone famous. Does that make sense? And I didn't realize that. I actually had a good conversation with a friend, and he said that not everyone can even get famous. It's actually not possible. It's literally like a very tiny percentage of people that can even get to a certain degree of fame. That's just true. So with that being said, I think that some people, they want to slow you down, trick you out your position, do this, do that. And I sat there and I said, who are you to tell me what to do? Because like I just said again, some people can have 2 million followers and make 10x more. Some people can have 2 million followers and not make the same. It's all about branding. It's about your audience too. Like if you have an audience of high ticket women that like luxury clothing and this and that and like luxury travel experiences and all this other stuff, they buy more because they're gonna say like, what hotel is this? What brand is this? What is that? What is this? They buy more. Versus a lower ticket audience that doesn't have a lot of buying power. Two different things. Just depends on who you are and what you sound like. You can't like force yourself to sound and act and be like someone else. And I think that for me, I've had to do a lot of growing to learn what like to talk about with this other person and what to not talk about. And that's this person. When I say the words, they hate gossip and they hate that people, they do not like any of the people on Instagram. You would be shocked to find out the hatred this person has to social media content creators that if you put someone's name in your mouth repetitively, and that person's goal is to say, hey, look, just trying to make a bag here, this and that, and then be able to come together. Because I think some people would say the best thing to do is to grow your brand and then to reveal someone later on down the line. And I think that that's a perfectly fine thing. It's perfectly fine and normal. You don't want to, and I think some people really don't get it. Like there are women that I am just friends with. I don't date. Like, I don't get that. And I think that some people get confused. I'm just like, and this is where I say, okay, I'm not going to take advice from you because you're manipulative. And I don't manipulate a person to liking me. A person likes me because that person just likes me. I don't, they like going to the movies with me on a random day. And I don't really like, and that's another thing. It's like, oh, he wants to be in this and that. Shut up, bro. Like, you need something to do. If the only thing you do is gossip about me and talk about me, then you are a loser. You are. You just are. I have to say, you're a loser if you talk about me like this. Because I don't know what you want from me. I'm like, what do you want? And I think what it is that some of the people I see on Instagram don't make what I think they make. I thought that some of these content creators or whoever they were making way more. They're not making anything. Like when I say nothing, I mean $0. I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? So some people say it takes like 3 to 5 years to do this and that. It doesn't take that long to figure out a business model. Break the business model down. I think 100K is 25 times 4. And if you multiply it out like that, you can figure it out a lot easier. Depends on how you want to get it. How do you want to get it? Figure that out and you can solve the world. That's it. And you just ignore people because some people are going to talk and you have to accept that you're like, okay, this person's talking about that, this person's talking about this. And I can't really dive into everything. Like I can't, and it's because of brand. Some people don't understand what brand is. Brand is attraction, meaning women have to be attracted to you. Some guys gotta think you're like cool enough to be funny, this and that. You are going to have haters. You're gonna have like some big time haters. And as you make more income, you will get haters that you have never understood why they hate you. You're sitting there like, huh, you don't like me? I like me. So that's what I would say is that I don't have any other kind of concerns, anything like that. To wrap it up, I'm not interested in dating no girls, nothing like that. Like, bro, you gotta grow up. I pray that whoever watches this video understands that no one is interested in 10 million girls. It's just like I look at girls as like a friend. That's just how I see it. I don't see them as a sexual opportunity. And I think it's because like if I'm not attracted to you, I'm just not attracted to you. You can't force attraction. Attraction and compatibility are different. And I think that some people don't deeply understand compatibility. Compatibility is rare. Compatibility is, hey, I know you can do better than this. You're not doing your best. And if someone calls you out and says, hey, I need you to do better, pay attention to this, talk about this and that. But you like, hey, I got to do all this other stuff. No, I don't care about that. And you're like, oh, okay, let me dive down. Let me just slow it down. What's going on here? What's going on? And they want you to use your big brain to understand like, hey, I don't need to be good at business or need to make all this money, but I want you to talk about this topic with me and be here for that. And that's perfectly fine. You have to do that. You learn, okay, I didn't understand that at first. Okay, cool. I can do that. But some people assume, oh, this person wants wants money for women. No, man, you want to be able to provide for your family. Like, what type of nonsense? What type of person says something like that? Like, what type of person says that? You can't make this up. You can't. Anyways, that's what I got as far as that there. As far as just personal things, this and that. I think that some people are silly enough to believe certain things. And they may push you back 6 to 9 months on something, which I still don't understand why. It doesn't make sense. So I am making this video for the people that say this and that. And I think in the music game, the music is different because it's kind of like, you got to think like music is everything. Like music is culture, music is everything. Now, the biggest thing about music is like when you make music, lyrics and all that are super important. So some people go sexual and talk about lifestyle stuff. I believe in wealth rap. I've never even shared this, but there's different types of things. There's trap. Then there's like, I would say like sex and advantage based rap. Like you talking about like how many options you have and like the lifestyle of living with this girl and that girl. And I think that that's different. Wealth and luxury is different. That's talking about what you have and what you're looking to create value in. Different. So I took a step back for a second and said, who is talking about me? And why are they talking about me? Have I provoked a person? And you have to learn you didn't provoke someone. So I think I'm gonna tell this video like why I don't date. Because some people are a little bit confused. So help them understand and get the message out. Like, look, bro, it's a brand. And I think that it's called content creation. It's for speculation. It's for people wanting to talk and this and that. Ain't nobody talking to it's like And to be honest, I think that some content creators don't realize that like they're more or less actors than they are content, like than they are anything else. That's normal. But for me, it gets under the microscope because of where I go and who my ICP isn't urban, I think, and that's the truth. It is not. For some reason, it's not the culture, and it really is like this because of like it's kind of like this. Like I would say, there's different content creators out there, and a little bit of background. My dad, he went to Portland State. He played football there. My mom was like a track person too, so they did that stuff and some other things. But as far as there's just so much speculation, so many different things. It's just like nobody wants a lot of girls like that. I think that some people don't understand how bad that would be. I think travel, luxury, and lifestyle is just a different category than other categories. And in order to get in that category, you gotta have money to start. You can't get into travel, luxury, and lifestyle if you literally don't travel. And the other thing I would say is you gotta talk to people. You gotta ignore people too. Some people just don't like you just cause. It's honestly frustrating on that because you're trying to network. And when I say network, I mean like the ability to just have a conversation with. But because of a rumor, they're like, oh man. And that's called brand. And that's like a missed opportunity because someone thinks you're the bad person. And I think because I have too many communities in my thing, way too many communities. I got the info guys, I got the bodybuilding people, got the music people, I got the acting people over here. I actually sat there and said to myself, I said like, look, it's not, my brand is just whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go, whoever I'm with, this and that. More money comes fast. It does. It just like your life changes and it doesn't take, you might not have it on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, but I guarantee you're going to get it. You don't, and I think some people like, oh, it's going to be this and that. It's a step to the next step to the next step. I guarantee you, as you grow, you make more. And as you do this, you're not. Perfectly fine. But some people think that, oh, it should take 5 to 6 years. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. It don't work that way. It doesn't. It does not work that way. I can tell you this right now. It does not work that way. It doesn't. You just have to take a second, figure out some things, and then say, okay, hey, this is what we want to do. That's just how that works. So I urge anyone out there to understand that and to take that for what it is. Looking for clients is different. Getting clients on LinkedIn and then Instagram meta ads and other ways of formats and things of that nature is also important too. So outside of that, I don't really have anything else. I think that that's what I have. That's what I have, and I think that that's super important. It has been aggressively an aggressive year for me on growth and figuring this out and trying to move as fast as possible. That's all I care about is trying to figure out how I can do X, Y, and Z. Once you figure it out, you're like, okay, I'm good. So for whoever's out there, that's the best advice I can give to you. And please stop listening to rumors. Someone literally told me I was 4 years old, and I said to myself, I said, I can't say anything to you today, but when I can say something to you, I will. I can't do anything to you today, but I will. And it's not going to happen when you think it is. Because the most annoying thing is when someone annoys you, goes at everything you know and love, and tries to embarrass you on a grand stage. And then that person says, oh, this person wants to be a billionaire, this, that. It's like, where did you get that idea from? Who put that in your brain? I think that life is skill sets. Some people have different skill sets to earn more and do this and that. And honestly, I'm not stuck. I had to pivot. I think stuck and pivot are different. Once you figure out, okay, how do I get myself out the mud? You pivot. You gotta do something else because clearly what you're doing is making someone mad enough to like feel like they need to take your life. That's not good. So you go around it, and I think of it like this. I'm gonna use like, I don't want to use any rapper names and all that stuff because I can clearly tell that a lot of the people in the music game, they're very concerned with my content and my abilities in certain areas. So I sit there and I'm like, I'm not. I think that did say like Mike Thurston is my favorite content creator. That's just my favorite content creator. Great YouTube, great podcast, great all around game. He's like an all around player. That was the brand I was creating. Somehow, somewhere, it had gotten confused on who and what I was doing. And I think the thing is like ICPs are different. Like people, I'm gonna have a female dominant ICP. It's probably gonna be like 99% women on my profile as I grow more. It's not gonna be guys. Because, and I think what it is like to get that ICP, you have to kind of do things that ICP likes. Like some of those people, like, for example, like they really like cars and they like, like opinions that go against what dating is. I don't believe dating's bad. I don't. I believe dating is fair. I believe that a woman deserves everything that she needs to get if she's treating right. Simple as that. I also don't believe that every woman does not want the guy with a bunch of money. I promise you that. They don't. Most women in the world want alignment because if you're young, like I think some women that end up making millions of dollars and they're young, they end up making even more money as they go on. The challenge for them is going to be finding a partner because if they built a business by themselves or with someone else, like a family member, this and that person is in their business at a young age, they're probably not going to find a partner at all because, for example, if you run a $10 million business, you're going to probably need to find someone making in between 20 to 50. And even if you find that person, you know who it is, that person isn't going to be interested in you because they already probably have a partner. Like, I'm just going to say this. I think some people think that, like, if it were me and I was dating someone, and let's just say you're on your way to hitting 10-ish years or so, it's up to you. Like, I think for me, I release my hand on certain things. You have to allow a person to make their own decisions. And when that person says to you, like, hey, yo, I'm not even interested. These are the type of people I'm actually interested in. And type of activities, this and that. That's what they're interested in. They're not interested in the dudes with all this money, this and that. You have to know people. I know people, and they've always been like that. You just don't care about that. They actually don't like those now let me just make this more clear. Attractive women can date who they want. Very attractive women. Very attractive women can date who they want. If that person likes them. Does that make sense? Like if a girl DMs someone and they're very, very attractive, and the other person, it's not like a mega star, like not a mega star rapper or something like that. They can become an interest to that person depending on how strong that person is. And I think that some people truly don't get it. Like having someone stand by you for a long time is way better. What I don't believe in is having multiple partners, having this, having that. I just sit here like, man, nobody wants that. So I wanted to start this YouTube with all this information. I'm not interested in multiple partners. I'm not interested in dating 10,000 women. When I hang out with women, it's non-sexual. It's literally like, it's like a trainer. Like, for example, like if you go work out, she can train you, this, that. And I think that's called professionalism. Some people don't understand that in content creation and in life. Some people lack professionalism. And that's where I understand what's going on. I have professionalism, meaning if there's an attractive woman there, I'm not going to flirt with you. Here's why. I want you to take me serious, so I want to take you serious. If you're a content creator, I'm a content creator. You do whatever the heck you want to do. And I think it was interesting because I've learned every single time. I was in another city at a certain point in time, and it was funny. They tried to stop me there, like, oh, he's never going to do this, and it blew up. Then go to the next city. They're like, all right, no, he can't do this. Try to stop me, didn't work. Then they put a task on my hands again and try and stop me. I think what I wanted to say was the more times you try and stop a certain person, you have to stop and sit there and say, nothing you do will work. Take your own L and stop putting things on top of me. Stop informing others. Stop trying to, stop trying to stop a person. Because once you realize you can't really stop a person, you actually sit there and say like, dang, this guy done went through this and that, and he's still going. You have to know who your enemy is, bro. Like, I'm built to go around everything. I don't know what to tell you. It don't matter to me. I actually sat there and said, look, I got my own thing going. Why don't you have something going for yourself rather than worry about what I'm doing? And I've learned I don't really pay attention to other people is what it is. I don't pay it, like, for example, I guess, like, TMZ, Shade Room, random Hollywood posts, stuff like that. I don't have that stuff is blocked. I don't watch that stuff because I just don't care about it. I don't care who dating who. Why is that of importance to me? I don't give it. I don't care. Congratulations, y'all dating. I don't care. Because the next thing that happens for me is, and what truthfully, let me just say this. This is what I'm gonna leave you with. Two people wanted to develop two different brands and then having their own individual identity. That person wants to do content. And myself, I want to do content too, right? That entails them just doing content and just being themselves, and same thing for me. But I have learned that me being me is confusing to some. Because just because you don't have the same follower count as someone else doesn't mean you can't grow to that. You can easily grow to that. It just is about staying consistent in the same lane and niche. But when the info guys come around like, oh, you can make more money doing this. Shut up, bro. Like, it's not that it really, some people don't get how life is not what you think it is. It isn't, oh, you need to do this. And I think that the delusion of someone to think that they can do X, Y, and Z. I try things. I try this, I try that. And I sit here and I'm like, for example, an actor isn't going to tell someone, a chef, to become an actor. It's ridiculous, right? That's not the advice. That person has no experience in that. So I think a lot of online gurus and people, they don't realize that who they're actually talking to is a very small subset of people. So that's the best advice I can give to people, is that understanding that, number one. Number two, my business efforts and things of that nature are different because my lifestyle is different. Like, it's kind of like, it's hard because the woman that follows me is not here for any other reason than what I look like, where I go, what I'm wearing, who I may or may not be around, things of that nature. They're not here. It's like they're virtually dating me. Does that make sense? And I think that Instagram, people have no idea what it actually is. It is a parasocial bond. You assume you know the person, you know where they're going, you know everything about them, this and that. It's a parasocial bond. A parasocial bond is one of the strongest bonds out there. So it makes you think, well, dang, you're basically dating this person because you're following their life, you're following where they're going, you're doing this, you're doing that. And then, like, some people don't understand that. And I think of it, and I sometimes get confused because I'm just like, huh. And I think it's different for each person. Each person is completely different in their efforts. Each person is completely different in whatever they want to do and this and that. And I think people get mad because some people don't realize, like, if me and my partner were ever completely done with our whole relationship, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have a house. We wouldn't be speaking to each other. We wouldn't be planning to do any activities or anything like that. We wouldn't be doing anything. So I think really what some people have to accept is that space is different than, space means this. look, I can't be in this city and that city and this city here and go there. It's too much. Like, you're going to burn out. You have to kind of like sit down and say, okay, I need you to sit here, and I got to go here, and we got to figure this out until once we get to this and that, we'll be fine. But some people think, yes, when someone is celebrating you in a bad place, take note of that. Write that person's name down. Write a kill list. Once you get a kill list, I'm killing you. I'm not going to stop. And I got a lot of time in my life to make sure I kill you. And not kill like, whatever, like nothing like that. I'm not going to physically harm a person. That's not real. But like just in general, like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I think the internet's different. Like, there's people that do content. They talk about like consumer goods. They talk about this, talk about that. It's different. Like, each person's different on what they're bringing to the table and what they want to do. And I think that some people don't understand developing a media brand is much different than like it's interesting. The educational format content is very interesting content. Top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel, this, that, whatever. I don't know how to explain I don't know how to explain. Like, my content is it's literally just what I look like. And I think it's just because of like, I'm good looking, like great teeth, well spoken, it's not. So certain women are attracted to that. Just how it works. And then when the guys say, oh, this person's gonna do this or that, oh, we finally got them. So when I trick you out your relationship, trick you out your money and income, and then try and like quietly put you in the dirt, and then it doesn't work, that person figures out a way to make money. Their significant or their partner figures out a way to make money. They go get another yacht, go sell the world, this, that. That's just life. Some people don't care about you as much as you think. And then I think the difference is like content creators are different and have a different value and a different moat than an educational brand. An educational brand can never be a content creator. A content creator can, however, be an educator. It's odd. You just have to figure out. The best way I could say is, like, at first, I literally sat here for months trying to figure this one problem out. I was like, man, I can't figure this shit out, man. Can't figure it out. And I told myself I am going to figure it out instead of saying can't. Making more money isn't impossible. You just have to figure out how you want to make it. So I urge people to take a deep dive into themselves and take a deep dive into who they are and things of that nature. That's what I would say. And hopefully people understand that. Hopefully people can be okay with that. Because a lie will spread so fast, and it's like, telling you. I was talking to my mom, and she said, when you get to where you're going, you are going to need an aggressively good PR team. Aggressively good. Because of the way I talk, my ICP, it for some reason, it doesn't go to that audience for some reason. I have no idea how to do that. Even on YouTube, it literally doesn't go there. It's not a bad thing. It's just odd because, like, so really what will have to happen is there would have to be a cross on content. Like, this person would have to do this, and that. And I think that as you're developing a media brand, this and that, it doesn't work. I think that most content creators don't realize, like, if I were you, I would pay for ads, grow your brand, and do that, because you'll put yourself right in front of the audience. I don't know why people tell you. I mean, the statistical odds of you even trying to get to 1 million followers without ads is like so insanely crazy to say that out loud. Like, could you do that? Sure. I think that like some people need to live in the real world for a second and realize that YouTube and then Instagram and all these other, they're media companies. They get paid by advertisement. They're not paid by anything else. So you pay the platform, you win. I'm telling you this right now. You pay the platform, they will help you win. They only help people that help them. And that's a good thing. You're doing business with that company. They want to do business with you. They want to help you. They don't want to do anything else. I think in 5 years' time, the only thing that's going to survive is that. And then on top of it, they're going to make people pay. The people that pay the most are going to win the most. They already have so many different things. Like there's a feature on Instagram where if you pay the $500 thing, it allows your visibility to be higher. It's already started. So I've learned to ignore everyone. I've learned I don't care what people think, and it's not. And I've learned that some people just aren't famous, and I didn't realize this. Like you may have 1 million followers, but you're not famous. And I thought to myself, I said, okay, why this person is doing the content they have to do because they have to do that. That's what you have to do. Not, and that's what someone told me is like, this person has to do that because they have to do that. You have to do that. I don't have to do that. I can do what I want. And I don't believe in disrespecting someone's partner. I don't believe in talking about that the way their partner looks. And that is the one thing. That person doesn't really want to be famous, so to speak. They want to be on the outskirts of that. Meaning, they know a certain income can be achieved, but they don't want to be famous and associated with fame, because if they wanted that, they could have done that years ago. Some people don't understand certain women can do whatever they want. Doesn't mean, like, for example, and I say this, like, if a woman wants to start whatever it is, they can do that. So I just urge people to say that. That's all.